Hey folks, this is Vint with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly talk about accomplishments. No, not Steam achievements, but actual in-game accomplishments that you can complete in order to get some cool rewards. So, if we actually jump into the game here and hit G, by default anyway, you'll see some tabs. There's the Statistics tab, Accomplishments, and we'll get back to that one in a moment. That's going to be our primary reason for doing this video today. We've got titles, and I've already talked about titles in a previous video, so please check that out if you're interested in learning about class titles. And then you've got a list of all the different trinkets that are currently in the game. Okay, so let's jump back to accomplishments. And as you can see here, reward bonuses are given to all your characters. And this is an account-wide tracking system. So for example, I am currently on my wizard. Okay, so let's go back and you'll see that the Damagers X, or 10, is at 1.15 billion. Remember that number, 1.15 billion. If we switch characters, let's say the Rogue, go back into it, 1.15 billion. So it's not that you have to complete these achievements / accomplishments on different characters. This is account-wide. So some of these achievements or accomplishments are probably better suited for certain classes. So let's go ahead and take them one at a time and see what they're all about. Now I have to stress, and this is how I play, I don't focus on completing these. I just play the game, and if I get it done, then great. That's how I am. I don't stress too hard on looking at this screen and going, okay, I'm going to focus on that next. No, I like to just have fun, play the game, and if I get the accomplishment done, great. Okay, so let's just go through them one at a time. I don't have them memorized, so we'll take them one at a time. Damagers 10, or X, as it is, Roman numeral X. So this is deal 2 billion damage. Now, the way this works is you start off at Damagers 1, and if you complete that, you go to Damagers 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. So you continuously get rewards and then go to the next tier on that same category. So I've already completed Damagers 1 through 9 already, and I'm now on Damagers 10. And if I complete that, it says awarded. I've completed that 9 times already, so I've gotten 9 skill points already for this. If I complete this deal 2 billion damage, I'll get 1 additional skill point. That's what that little star means. So if I complete Damagers X, or 10, I'll get 1 skill point for doing this. I've already been awarded 9 for my previous completions of Damagers 1 through 9. Hopefully that makes sense. So this is a no-brainer. I mean, I would, if you're gonna try and focus on this one, pick your highest DPS class and go nuts. That's, I mean, and I say that, I'm gonna be as vague as possible because some people love playing the Rogue, some people love playing the Warlock, some people love playing the Paladin, some people love playing, and some people like a crit build, some people like spell damage build, so it's like, I'm not going to tell you how to play the game and be meta and all that stuff. I want you to have fun with the game too. So my advice is, whoever your highest DPS character is, use these to get as much damage as possible. Okay? And then heavy hitters. That's heavy hitters 8, according to what I have here. Deal 100k damage in a single instance of damage. I don't know what class it is, but I would find a class that has a heavy hitter spell, and maybe if you have a lot of crit, that might be something to consider too, because crit does magnify the amount of damage normal damage does. So if you have a character that hits really hard with single target attacks and has a lot of crit to boot, that's what I would recommend using in order to get this filled up. So for example, the Wizard's Evocation has that 1 meteor spell. Hits pretty hard. With a crit, it can hit even harder. So something like that, I think. I don't know what spells specifically hit the hardest. I didn't map that out, but I would recommend that. Killers, this is kill 500k enemies. It doesn't say what tier enemies. So what you could, in theory, do, go to NG0 on like your NG5 Warlock or whatever you have higher, and just blow through everybody and get the kills that way. So you can visit a lower tier NG and just go nuts and get that if you want to. You don't have to, like I said, play how you like. Critical hitters deal 1.5 million critical hits, as I've already said. Find a class that has bonuses to crit, or if you have a class that's like specialized in crit, a crit build of some kind, use these. Use these. Like the Berserker on the Warrior has crit bonuses, so maybe that might be something to consider. Potion gulpers, drink from the potion 1,000 times. So again, I get these from just playing, but if you really want to go crazy, again, play on a lower NG level. Drink, just take a couple of damage, drink your potions, find a well, just fill up. I mean, that's boring to me, but if that's something you may want to consider doing. Spellcasters, spend 5 million mana casting spells. I mean, you're gonna get this anyway. I mean, just play anything. I mean, every class uses mana, some more than others. I would recommend ones that use mana consistently. The rogue, for example, has those fan of knives or whatever it's called, the basic skill. That will sap your mana very quickly. So find a class that has high mana regen and can sap mana very quickly, and just keep doing that. That's what I would recommend for spellcasters. Blockers, block 2.5 million damage. This is ideal for like anyone using a shield, a paladin. So if you have a paladin with a shield, or if your warrior is using a shield instead of a two-handed weapon, maybe consider that. So you're going to want someone that, can handle a high strength weapon, or a shield rather. Typically shields are high strength, typically. Dodgers, evade 25k attacks. This is a no-brainer for the rogue. Rogues inherently get that evade every so often, and it refreshes. So that's just, evade. Use your rogue for this one. If I know there's not a whole lot of reason to play the rogue for its title. I mean, trap damage is, better than nothing, but still, I mean, if you want to try and get this done quickly, maybe use the rogue. Fencers, parry 500k attacks. Again, parry is done typically with some kind of dual dagger, or sword. So again, I would recommend the rogue for this one. Get a dual dagger that has the highest parry on it, I think. So, and there's also a parry enchant. So I think you can get the parry up like 40 or 50%. So give that a shot and see if you can get that done faster that way. Combo streakers, chain a combo of 1,000 kills. This falls back on the other one I was saying about killers, I think. It doesn't specify what kind of enemies to kill. It just says you can just gain a combo of 1,000 kills. Just all you got to do is just go on a lower level, kill a bunch of things, and just continuously, just one-shot everything and maintain your kills that way. Just that's all I can really recommend doing. Hunter, kill 100k beasts. Beasts are found in the forest typically, so you could, in theory, go through Forest 1, Forest 2, quit. Go back, Forest 1, Forest 2, quit, go back. There is a Forest 3, so if you have the fast travel unlocked in Forest 2, you can head to Forest 3 and continue your run there if you want to, but you just run those 3 levels and just quit and come back. That's the best advice I could give you there. Moving on to Murderer. Kill 75k humans. Again, that number will change based on what current tier you're currently at. In fact, that applies to all of them. So, humans, again, most of the enemies are undead. However, I do recall cultists being in this, and I think the temple and the crypt, I think those are going to be the bulk of where the humans are. I do think there may be some mages in the barracks, like the red-caped, but I don't know if they're undead or human or what. Again, the game offers very little in the way of a bestiary, so it's difficult to really narrow down where they are, but I think temple and crypt are where those cultists are, and I think that's where you're going to find most of your humans. And you can get to the temple somewhat easily by going Forest 1, Forest 2, and then fast traveling all the way to Forest 3, and then from Forest 3 to the temple. So I think that's going to be the best bet there, but I'm sure there may be humans somewhere else, but again, most of this is undead. So yeah, I think, temple and crypt is where you're going to want to go to farm that. Exorcists, kill aberrations. Again, there's no bestiary to really know what they mean by that. My guess is ghosts. I mean, the name of it is Exorcist, right? And aberrations. I don't know if they mean undead or not. if you're looking for ghosts specifically, I know that like in the temple and crypt, when you kill an elite, sometimes the ghost will pop out of the body, those shadow ghosts, and they come at you. I think maybe that's what they're talking about, but don't quote me on it. I'm not 100% sure what an aberration is. This may be one of those things where just keep playing, and if you find them, feel free to put that in the comment in the below and let me know if you can confirm what an aberration is. But my guess is, based on the title Exorcist, you'd think ghost of some kind. And again, I know ghosts pop out of bodies in the temple and the crypt, so that might be something to look at. Demolisher constructs. Constructs to me are like golems, and so I'm not exactly sure what that entails either, to be honest with you. That might be, say, those towers that spin and shoot fireballs out of them. I can think maybe that's a construct. So, and the goal isn't that high. It's like 750 at level 4 here. So I'm thinking constructs are those spinning traps or traps in general that shoot at you, like those stationary towers. So I think that's what that is, but again, don't quote me on it. So just look for, I mean, they're everywhere. They're everywhere, except for the forest areas. So maybe fast travel to, I mean, the barracks has a couple, the courts has some. Yeah, maybe check them. I don't know. I think the crypt does have a couple of frozen ones, I think. So you're going to find them anyway, no matter what you're doing. So maybe just put that on the back burner and get that done passively. Kill undead. Well, there you go. Undead is everywhere. Just not the forest. So maybe use the cathedral. Fast travel to the dungeon and start from there. Because you're going to find undead in the dungeon. You're going to find it in the barracks, the courts. Not so much the dark halls, because that's all wisps. I wonder if aberrations also are wisps, but I don't know. Moving on to elite. It just says to kill elite enemies. Those are the enemies with the circles around them, and there is an architect buff that you can activate that removes some of them. So just don't use that. Keep the elites there. You'll find elites everywhere as you keep playing, so I wouldn't focus too hard. You get a lot of enemies appearing in the barracks, so if you can handle that, maybe you'll find a lot more elites in the barracks as opposed to anything else. Also, the courts, typically packed and dense, full of elites. And again, it doesn't say what tier these elites have to be. You could put it on NG0 and just wipe out elites that way, and it should still count, in theory. Moving on to the adventuring part. Ancient powers get blessed by 250 monoliths. Just activate all the ones you find. That's a passive one you can do. You don't have to really look for those. Replenishers use 1,000 wells. Again, you're going to be getting that passively. Just every time you see a well, drink from it. And if you're full, use a spell and drink from it anyway. And assuming you're not like NG pushing and strategically leaving it for the last thing that you're doing. So as long as you don't leave the level without using it. Okay. Purge by fire. Purge Shadow Curse with a Pyre 250 times. People are going to be doing that anyway. There's so much freaking curse in this game. So yeah, run a lower NG 1+, not 0 because there's no curse in that. And just if you can accumulate curse and keep. And there is an architect buff that you can activate too to increase the amount of pyres that appear. So I'd maybe recommend that as well. Thundering Relief, send back materials with a Thunderbird 250 times. I always wondered what the name of that bird was. I was calling it like an eagle, and anyway, Thunderbird. Interesting. So anyway, just, send stuff back every time. There's nothing. It randomly appears, so I really can't give any tips on that. Just keep using it, you'll passively get it. Find 250 imps. Again, these pop up randomly. I have no way to know. Just if you want to speed through levels maybe and look for it that way, but I wouldn't recommend it. Perform 1,000 shady trades. That's whether you're NG pushing, you're typically trading materials for items or skills, or if you're resource gathering and you're trading skills for resources, you're going to be using them anyway. So again, it's a passive thing. Just always look for it. Fast food. Eat 1,000 meals from the traveling cook. Just don't miss the NPC. It's all I can tell you. They're random. Recruiters. Recruit 2.5k mercenaries. Just when you find them on the map, just use them. I mean, there's nothing I can say. Detectives, find 1,000 secrets. Those are harder to find because the walls can be hard to see sometimes. They do appear on your map. Maybe that'll be a separate video that I put together on how to find them. But yeah, just keep looking for little cracks on the map, and once you find them, kill them. Just you can get the secret that way. Common collectibles, common collectors, find so many common trinkets. I mean, that's in hand with the secrets part, and do traps, trap rooms and stuff. Just get as many trinkets as possible. You'll get uncommon trinkets, rare trinkets, epic trinkets. So yeah, all of these, common, uncommon, rare, epic, just pick up every trinket that you find. And again, that's simply done passively, honestly. You could, in theory, do common, uncommon, and rare by continuously doing cathedral runs with the candles and then quitting. And you're going to get enchantment material that way anyway. I've already covered that in a separate video, but that's another way you could, in theory, do that. Epic is purple, so that might be a little bit harder to get. Cursed collectors, find 15 cursed trinkets. I think that is the curse store in the dungeon, typically, sometimes in the barracks. And that one, I think, you're gonna have to find the store and just buy all 3 if you want to level it quickly. It's up to you. Just find that curse store and accept all the curse, and then, assuming that you want to push this really hard. Gourmands, eat health pickups. Just find apples and just eat them. Like, just don't miss them. Just pick them up. Same thing with the mana pickups. If you see a mana crystal laying around, pick it up. Same with the food. Just don't miss any of those. Just pick up everything you see. Knight's Chapter, reach level whatever with a paladin. This is just passively done by leveling characters. Hunters, Thieves, Magician Circle, Dark Coven, Fighting Pit, Arcane League. That's just all the classes and leveling them. I'm getting my warrior up to 40 and my paladin up to 40 at the moment, and I'm working on the rest here. So yeah, just leveling each character for their titles and for this will all be good. You'll get attributes, which is nice. Most of these award you with skill points or attribute points, but some of them actually award you with like this dexterity or intelligence or focus, strength, whatever. So that's good. Don't neglect these. Don't neglect leveling up. And then lastly, this is just done passively by leveling up or constructing all of the buildings in your town and leveling them up. Buy 50 building upgrades. I've got 52 out of 50 from somewhere. I don't know how I got 52 out of 50. I don't know. I don't know. So maybe there's more coming, and I don't know what that bug is all about. But anyway, 52 out of 50, and just keep constructing your town. You'll eventually get this for some nice skill points. And there you have it, a quick look at accomplishments. Like I said, you don't have to focus on doing these. I mean, if it gives you something to do and you're bored, then great. Go for it. Pick one and hit it hard. But typically, I just play the game, have fun, and I get them done passively. Although, there may be a couple that I neglect because I don't think about them, like picking up health and mana. Sometimes when I'm at full health or full mana, I just let them go for another person to pick up. But, I have to remember in my head, I actually get rewards for picking them up. So, it's a game. Don't stress over it too much is what I'm saying. But if you do complete them and repeatedly complete the same ones, you'll get some nice rewards. This is Vince. Thanks for watching. Catch y'all next time. Take care.